Hey, what's up, Dragon Brood? We have a fun one today. We're going back into the tank and playing some weapons manufacturing, but also with some poetic ingenuity that we used in a deck before. And I wanted to come back to that card and see if we can still make it work in the current standard. So there's going to be a lot of artifacts and a lot of enchantments on this list, so brace yourself. So we're starting with Duskrow's Reliquary because we're going to have a lot of things we can sacrifice. So that just gets rid of stuff, obviously. A few copies of Seam Rip so we don't get run over in the early game. We do have a copy of Clay-Fired Bricks that can help us go find a land, possibly get some tokens late, which isn't bad. However, it does let us pump tokens, which is kind of interesting because we do have other things that make tokens. And again, we wanted a little bit of life gain, so this is actually not bad. Legion Extruder. This lets us make bodies and deal damage, which is great. We have some weapons manufacturing. If you don't know what this is, anytime we play an artifact, we get to make a munitions token, and anytime we sacrifice the munitions tokens, we have to deal 2 damage to anything. We do have some Mage Mind Tome to help us find the cards we're looking for. A couple of the ooze. I don't love this, but we wanted a little bit of something against graveyard decks if you're playing best of 1. There are some Aang's Icebergs, currently 4, but I think we could cut this back to 3 and probably be okay. So we'll just have to see. Matter of fact, I'm just going to cut it back to 3 now, and we'll just rock with this. And then we have 3 Perilous Snare, because it just gets rid of anything and lets us put counters on stuff later. Pinnacle Star Cage, we do have 3 of these. This is good to draw late once we have a bunch of manufacturing or munitions tokens, so we can actually sacrifice them all and deal a bunch of damage. But this is actually just good in general. Poetic Ingenuity lets us make 3/1 dinosaur tokens, and then anytime dinosaurs attack, we also make treasures, so being able to sacrifice those treasure, also very good. And then we have United Battlefront, which can help us go find basically anything in the deck because everything costs 3 or less. So shouldn't have too many mana issues, but you never know. We'll see how it works out. But don't forget, if you're going to buy anything, this or the budget list we made yesterday, or you just want to put up some cool stuff for your commander decks, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com, and you can use my code DRAGON, which is just DRAGN, and that'll save you 5% on whatever you decide to get over on their website. For now, though, let's go see if this crazy pile of artifacts and enchantments can actually get the job done. All right, we'll keep it. Figure of Fable. That's fun. I need to put Figure of Fable in a few more decks and mess around with it. The card's been pretty fun for us whenever we played it. Uh-oh, they're hesitating. What do you got? Are we just going to pump the Fable? All right. Well, we won't be able to get rid of the Fable with the Extruder now. Opponents are being very careful with their Figure of Fable, so I'm wondering if they have a protective spell of some kind. Hopefully we'll get a 2-for-1 with the Pinnacle Star Cage, but I feel like if they had something to play that costs 2, they would have just played it. Unless they also need green mana for some reason. Or maybe they're thinking about playing the thing that you can bounce another permanent. Just have a 2/2 flyer, maybe? The Pixie? Can't think of anything else that would be a holdup here. But even then, you probably would have just attacked, played the Pixie, replayed Figure, and called it a day. So I don't think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and hold the Extruder since it does nothing. I think the opponent might also do nothing and just say, like, all right, I'll just pump Figure and attack. Which would then kind of force our hand into playing the Pinnacle Star Cage. So it wouldn't be the worst play on their side. Because it does look a little suspicious if I'm not doing anything. So you could just make me commit, even if it was just, say, like a Lightning Helix. Like, you make me play it right then. Oh, it's this deck. Weird. I don't think I've seen any of these that are playing Figure of Fable. That's interesting. Oh boy, we're going to get a lot of good stuff next turn. Thank you, Star Cage. Oh, look at you, Clay-Fired Bricks, showing up late to the party. All right, Star Cage doing some real work. So it's very likely they do have protective spells in this deck. They just happen to be enchantments. Spellbook Vendor, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm assuming you'll pay. Make that into a 3/3. So let's go ahead and see what we find. Seam Rip. And this doesn't have protection of any kind, so Seam Rip would work. And with what's in our hand, I think we want to go Weapons Manufacturing Seam Rip. Alright. Feather Flight. Sure. We're going to get to upset an opponent. Just deal 2. And then I'm not even going to play the Clayfire bricks. I'm going to pass because we can respond with making a 3/3 to blast something. Oh, opponent doesn't have anything. Okay, never mind. Then here we go. Get us some more utility cards on deck. Get the last planes. And go attacking. Alright. I'm assuming those are either lands or enchantments in their hand. Yep. This is your chance to play Protect Your Dude. There's a shelter. Targeting probably... Oh. You're targeting that? I would have definitely gotten the Legion Extruder if I were them, but hey, to each their own. Because now we just shoot this guy, pay the difference, and then we get everything again. I mean, we get our own stuff, but sure. It's worth it for the exchange. Oh, nice. Well, bonus action that we don't really need at the moment. Shoot the opponent for 2. And attack. I think we're getting into a pretty good spot now. We can also just sacrifice this for a pile of 2/2s if we wanted to. Yep. All right. Yeah, I don't even know how... What do we have under this? 4 things, so we could have made 4 2/2s. Like, that would have been fine also. Yeah, that actually worked out very well against a pretty popular deck on the ladder. Only surprise here is we don't normally see Figure of Fable in those decks. It's actually not a bad inclusion. Just something you don't see that often. All right, let's keep this. This seems functional. Oh, Llanowar Elves. Gotta slow the opponent down where we can. Alright. Opponent not doing anything on 2 is kind of nice for us. Ingenuity showed up right on time. Would you like to play a Hydra? I would be really appreciative. No, you're supposed to play a Hydra that turn. Mostly so we can try to remove stuff without you having mana available, opponent. That's how this works. Alright. The hell? Oh, because I don't have a token to sacrifice yet. I was like, why didn't I even let me play Discord's Relic Ray? Tis fine. They'll just tap out and play Ouroboros. Nope, they didn't. Just a little bitty Chocobo. That is not little bitty, though. That is actually a bit annoying. Okay, so let's start with getting rid of the Earthbender Ascension. Playing the Reliquary, sacrificing the newly minted munitions. Use that to get rid of the Chocobo. Use the Reliquary to get rid of the Llanowar Elf. And then we will play Advantage. And then hopefully don't brick on the United Battlefront. As the current game plan. And unfortunately, Ingenuity triggers when the artifact is cast, not when it enters. Whereas the manufacturing is when the artifact enters. So a little bit different. Hey, if that's what that gets used on, I ain't mad about it. Let me tell you. Ooh, hold on. Do we want to Star Cage? Nah, Star Cage doesn't do anything here. So let's go with Maze Mine Tome and Extruder? I think that's what we want to do. Yeah, that's fine. Pass the turn. Badger Mole Cub, you got it. And or Boros. Sure. All right, let's sacrifice. I'm also gonna put a stop during my upkeep. Just so I can try to find another removal spell. I guess I can scry now and give me 2 shots at it. Oh, well, Dusko's Reliquary will work. We know what's on top, so no need to scry now. But actually, this is interesting. Let me put a full stop for a second. Full control. So let's sacrifice this, because that'll allow us to kill the Badger Mole Cub. And then Reliquary will enter. And we'll remove the Ouroboros. And then we can still get rid of one of the other munitions tokens. And off the Badger Mole Cub. Alright, that seemed pretty good. We survived Badger Mole and Ouroboros without having to wipe the board even, which is kind of crazy. That's not a thing you're going to say very often. But here we are. Let's draw a card. Yep. Oh, wow. Got there. Yeah, overcoming those without sweeping the board and not having the fastest start was actually really nice. Cards came up in the right order for us that time. Yeah, this is one that's actually almost better to be on the draw because of the seam rip. It's kind of funny. Not often you get to say, I'd rather be on the draw. But this hand, I think being on the draw would have been better. I would like to seam rip you, friend. Also, I got lucky because I played my lands backwards. I was thinking that was a different one. A most helpful Weaver. You can be tapped. And I'm just going to go ahead and play an Extruder. Because one thing I learned against this deck is the more things you can just keep them off of longer, the better. Because sometimes their hand gets loaded with a bunch of enchantments and nothing to put them on. However, this appears to not be the case this time. Yep, Spellbook Vendor, you got it. That does not help. Alright. Double strike on a Spellbook Vendor. Which means I guess we're going to take at least 6, probably 8, and then some. Authority of the Consuls. That does do stuff. And actually does do relevant stuff against us, because it makes blocking not great. So you know what we need? We need a Pinnacle Star Cage. That would be the best thing we could draw right now. Star Cage would be fabuloso, as they say. Otherwise, we're just dead. Because we'll take more than enough here from double strike, and then a single attack will kill us. So it has to be exactly Star Cage off the top. We either get it or we don't. Alright, Star Cage. It was not. Alright. We go first. Sure. Spyglass Siren. The silly thing is, like, I don't even really care about getting rid of Spyglass Sirens that much. But we kind of care. Like, the one time we don't, opponent's like, mill half your library. Yeah. Deep Cavern Bat. Darn. Well, there goes our Legion Extruder. I mean, that's easily the card to take. Wow. Really? I didn't even think it was a question of how easy of a call that was. Okay, then. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, admittedly, we drew Seam Rip, so it didn't matter greatly for the opponent. But, yeah, that's kind of a crazy one. Especially when I'm stuck on lands, you know? Oh, I guess because they were going to try to play, yeah, Kaito this turn. So they wanted a way to protect it. So, okay, I kind of see where you're going.
That you didn't expect to see me here.
Kind of see where you're going. Oh, we got to get rid of it now.
I'm really not used to losing.
Kaito says, I'm really not used to losing. That may be true. Not a land on top, but a Requiting Hex, which will eventually get rid of some tokens on my side. Let's try a Seam Rip. Alright. I was just curious. Okay, pass the turn. Very interesting that they kept the Requiting Hex on top. I will not. Yeah, I guess I'll take the land. Why not? It's probably not going to be the end of the world one way or the other. Would you like to counter the ooze? Tishana's Tidebinder. Sure. It's not going to do a whole lot, considering I can just get rid of her anyway. Or them. Him? I don't know. Alright. End the turn. I have a lot of things you're going to have a trouble tide binding forever. There you go. There's a target for your Requiting Hex. You have a Cecil. And a Bitter Triumph on top. probably would have just gotten rid of the Bitter Triumph as well. Do I want a gold saucer? I guess. No, we don't really need that. At this point, we're just trying to find ways to get toward the end of the game. Sack the munitions, hit the opponent for 2. Get rid of good old Cecil. Play a Maze Mind Tome. And pass. Yeah, I'm not sure what Dimir's going to do against this. Munitions token. Oh, nope, that's not the right one. This is a munitions token. They can destroy a 3/3 if they want. I think we're okay with that. I'm going to go ahead and scry. Oh, they're going to shoot the sheriff. Sure. We'll keep Perilous Snare around. That at least gets rid of Planeswalkers or something. That's the turn. We're not really in a hurry to do anything right now. We are definitely in control, so no need to be in a hurry. We'll sack a munitions token, deal some damage. Sure. Tidebinder away, friend. We're not concerned about it. I mean, you do what you gotta do. I don't blame them. Like, trying to stay in the game, totally understand. Appreciate the effort. But ultimately doesn't matter. So now we can start making bodies while doing all the other things we're doing. Feels weird pretty much only playing artifacts and enchantments. Alright, last turn. Spyglass Siren, you got it. Sure. Pass. Let's remove a thing from your graveyard. Let's scry with one of these. I probably just want to draw a card with it at some point. Don't need that, though. Alright, let's take our turn. Oh, look. Another weapons manufacturing. They're both on 3. Alright, let's just draw. Oh, well, that's fun. Sure. Perilous Snare, Reliquary, I guess. Exile that. Shoot. Take your treasure. I don't know. Like, or whatever that is, a map. Alright. Pass the turn. You have a Kaito.
Ha! I love a dramatic entrance. I've trained with the best.
Let's exile something. Take our turn. Wow. I guess we're just going to draw a card. That's cute. Do I take 2? I guess so. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this now, because even if they have a way to kill a token, we can't shoot Kaito on their turn.
This is not how I die.
And their hand has to be a bunch of removal, because why else would you have kept it and not tried digging for land all this time, right? Sure. And then now you remove our 3/3? Nope, they're just attacking into it. Alright, I'm game. Feels like a little bit of an awkward choice, but hey, to each their own. Okay, deck, we need to just find land. Actually, I could just get rid of the Aang's Iceberg and give them another Kaito. Now that I'm thinking about it. All right.
Whoa, you're fast.
Let's try to put a thing on here. Okay. Gonna counter our other weapons manufacturing. In the turn. Hey, you found something. Look at that. We have so many things. Just like, where are all of our cards at that can end the game? I would love to see them.
I've trained with the best.
Well, that's a choice. I would have just attacked us. But okay. Each their own. All right, down to 15. I'm going to go ahead and just give them a Kaito back so we can scry.
The housewarming party?
We already have a couple of weapons manufacturing. We don't really need that. But a Legion Extruder is still pretty good. Okay. And we'll get rid of the other one. Then we will go Extrudar. Start making some bodies. And I'll go ahead and make one now just to get rid of Kaito. Alright. Pass the turn. I was gonna say, do we get Day of Black Sun or something? Yeah, the funny part is, this game ended up going kind of long, but we were never at risk. We kind of were just sitting here chilling, just doing our thing, even just waiting on other cards to do damage. Yeah. We'll keep it. Just realized I have a couple of Sunbillow Verges. Alright, where does it start? Okay, reasonable. Let's see if they want to get rid of our weapons manufacturing first or not. And if they don't, we might want to just leave up Aang's Iceberg and then try to have a turn where we go like Ingenuity into Reliquary and do it all kind of at one time. Yeah, we're just gonna take the 3. I think we're all right with that. Okay, opponent's waiting, so I think we will wait. No need for us to commit to anything. They may destroy our fan manufacturing here, but that's kind of okay if they do. We won't love it, but it is fine. Yeah, that's okay. We're good with that. Even if we would have tried to cast something, we would have just made a token. Actually, we probably wouldn't even have made a token because the thing would never enter the battlefield. So, kind of okay with that, really. And pass the turn. We have 2 Duskrose Reliquaries. That's something else to keep in mind here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go with that. Do you have another one? So you can protect your creature? They apparently do not. Delian fell. Well, that's unfortunate. Would have liked to have gotten rid of that guy.
Might survive.
That's going to be a problem. How much mana do we need? Let's just pay the 2 life. Let's go ahead and play the ooze. End the turn. Yep, should have held on to that Aang's Iceberg just a smidge longer. I mean, we do still have a couple more icebergs. We have a pile more of the white artifact that exiles permanents. So, like, there's things we can do. We just got to get there. All right, they get to go tutor for something. Probably something to get rid of our ingenuity. If so, yeah, we're not too mad at it. I also do like the ooze because it does create other artifacts we can sacrifice to things like the reliquary, so we don't have to give up other cards that may be important. Okay, so they went and got a card to destroy something. They're just deciding what they want to get rid of. That is fine. What you want to do, opponent? Interesting that they considered the ooze. They highlighted it. I don't think that's what they want to get rid of. It's going to be one of the other cards, I'd imagine. Sacrifice a permanent. Wait. Okay. Did they choose the wrong mode? I think they did. I think they intended to destroy something. Because that's weird if not. Yeah, it had to have been that. Otherwise, it doesn't. None of this makes a lot of sense. Alright, so let's get rid of this. And all we're going to do is just make this large enough to cause problems for Mr. Delian Fell.
I'm not impressed.
Alright. End the turn? Actually, we could play this. Just to make another 3-1. I think I kind of want to do that, actually. We don't get to remove anything, but that's fine. This is one of those, like, just in case they have nothing else, we can still attack in a Delian Fell next turn, but we'll see. They might also destroy a creature, play another Delian Fell, and we got to do that whole song and dance too, so that's very possible. But we'll see. Alright, I figured one of them would be at least destroy a creature.
I knew you were unprepared.
Which is great, because we get those mutagen tokens back, since it had some +1/+1 counters on it. What else we got going on, opponent? Okay, so they're just going to wait to try to kill our creature. At least I would assume that is the case. So, sure. Just in case, we'll do our part. Alright, attempt to attack. Okay, that's what I thought. So we get to trade for that, which is actually not terrible. I mean, if they just want to trade, I'm into it. Alright, so they're down to 4 land, and they will have just Delian Fell. We also have the ability to draw the deal 2 damage guy. Oh, nope. Do they have something else here? Oh. Better Requiting Hex. Alright, sure, I guess. I guess weirdly this works because that's still a creature. And it doesn't say non-land. So, sure. So, still kind of worked out. Not the way I was expecting, but we'll take it. Might as well put these on now. in case the creature dies later. Yeah, we're not doing anything else with our mana. What the hell? All right, end the turn. This has been a wild game. The opponent, I thought, was going to be playing more of a mid-rangey, whatever type deck, but this has been very much just a
Learn something.
removal-heavy Golgari deck that happened to have been playing the Dread Knight, which is kind of interesting. All right, deck. I would like to have drawn other things other than piles of land at this stage. I'm assuming we're losing this creature. Are we not? I would be really surprised if we're not. Their deck's just all removal. Sure. like, okay, I guess. I mean, do we just play Pinnacle Starcage? Like, we would lose some of our own cards, but, like, do we care? Like, we give them back a creature land, we lose the thing, but, like, I don't even know. Huh. Maybe we don't. Maybe we're just patient with it. All right. I mean, we still have quality things we could do. We just have to find the cards. We need our artifact that makes golems now, though. That's what we need. We're at that stage of the game. Just rip one of those off the top. That's all we need. Or the tome. The Maze Mind tome would be good, too. Let us draw some cards. We'd be into that. Like, there's a bunch of things that would be good right now. These are the points in the game where that can be frustrating, because I think we have, for real, like 12 or 15 cards that we could draw that would all be exceptional. But you just got to draw one. And we're drawing lands. You know, so it's like, what do we do? Alright, well, tis what it is. And I'm assuming their hand's just all removal, because that's the type of deck they're playing.
Show me what you've learned.
So, the other reason, too, getting that particular artifact would let us deal damage to Dalian Fel. We'd be able to make a 3/1. Even if they had a way to destroy an artifact or an enchantment, we'd be able to make another 3/3. So that'd be really big. I guess it could have just been removing stuff from their graveyard right now, too. I don't think it really does much. Assassin's Trophy. I don't hate that, actually. Like, it sucks a little bit, but it does thin the deck out quite a bit for us at this stage, because we don't want to draw any lands. Alright. You got it. I guess the good news is I could target whatever they target. So sure. I can just make sure they never have anything. Oh my gosh, we drew the only other basic in the deck? Are you kidding? Oh, man. That's the worst. So now if they do have another one, we can't even go search for a basic, because we're out.
Some lessons are painful.
You ain't lying, Mr. Fell. Some lessons are indeed painful. They're just trying to figure out what they want to destroy on our side, since we have nothing for them to destroy, creature-wise. So any of their flexible removal can kill artifacts and enchantments now. Yeah, you might as well attack. Shoot, it's safe. Maybe they were just checking to make sure it was safe to attack. I don't know. How are we even still alive? I feel like we haven't done anything for so many turns, just drawing lands. And I have a feeling as soon as we get rid of Dalian Fel, another one's going to show up. You know what? Gold Saucer, you draw cards at least. I'm in. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Or not. I mean, like, I think we've gone land, land, land. No, there's just been land. Even Saucer was land. So our last 4 or 5 draws have all been lands. That's rough. I mean, you eventually want to get rid of the ooze, or else you'll never get to use your Emeritus of Abundance. So I would assume that's on the docket. Yep. So they were probably seeing if they even get their regrowth first. Now they can get rid of the ooze. Oh, no. Now they're just trying to grow Delian Fowl
The
again.
right spell turns poison to medicine.
Alright, so that's a different problem. Though they don't really have anything in their graveyard worth getting at the moment until we destroy Delian Fell. And there's a new one. I was wondering if another one was going to show up.
It's Professor Delian Fell. Thank you.
Yeah, why not? Shoot. I'm doing nothing else right now.
Never take growth for granted.
We have so many cards that could have won this game a long time ago. And we just have, like, done next to nothing. It's very sad. Well, that's a lot of work just to destroy the ooze, but I'm okay with it. Alright, deck. Seam Rip does nothing here. Get rid of some of these ooze or mutagen things. Yeah, sure, why not? Now we're just ripping to see what we find. Nothing. Yeah, they're all too late at this point. Alright, GG's, we just lose. Because now they can just minus Delian Fell at some point, and we just don't have anything going on. God, that's terrible. What a way to lose. What's crazy is, I don't think we missed a land drop. And I'm only playing 23 lands. Like, that was rough. And we literally had at least 5 turns in there where half the deck were winners. Half the cards we could draw. Or at least put us in a better winning position, and we didn't get any of them. Ah, well, things happen. Can we keep this? Opponent's going first? Probably not. Alright, this at least feels like it gives us a chance to do something. Let's go with that. We got to our 4th land, so maybe we'll get to fire off this battlefront. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Please don't let us die to that guy. These things double strike and do a ton of damage. Maybe they'll just tap out to try to go nuts and get us right now. And then we end up at like 4 life or something. Okay, thrill a possibility so they could draw. Why do I get the fear they have a way to protect this thing? Yeah. This is going to be mildly concerning. Let's just pass. I think we're going to play a game of chicken for a second, since we have the Yang's Iceberg. Like, how many things do you want to try to pump with versus how many ways we have to destroy something? All right. Heartflame Duelist, you can have it. We'll get rid of this instead, because it's... Okay. Let's see what we find off of the battlefronts. We will take a Poetic Ingenuity, and I kind of want to take a Maze Mind Tome looking at our hand, since we already have a weapons manufacturing. Pass the turn. We got the scary card out of the way, because anytime you see Swiftblade Vindicator, it's like, oh man, what's about to happen to us? So that felt good, surviving that. And now we can dig a little bit with the Maze Mind Tome. We can get rid of whatever threat shows up. And make a 3/1 as a blocker. Alright, Gutter Snipe, I see you. Opponent's deck's kind of quirky, I dig it. Seamrip's not good against stuff right now. That, however, is very good. So I would like to just play Legion Extruder. And now we'll just play the slow control game. And what I like about this deck too is if your opponent's playing sweepers, it's just like, okay, every artifact I play or every extruder is just going to keep rebuilding the board. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're digging for. Okay, we did see a split up. But I'm very curious what they have going on. Yeah, shoot you so we can just attack. We will scry. I'll take an Aang's Iceberg, why not? 3, 6. I don't think we're gonna need all that mana. Oh, we definitely won't, because we got the treasure. Alright, end the turn. So even if they split up, we just make another 3/3 draw a card. But I have to assume we're in pretty good shape here, right? Nothing? Okay. Another gutter snipe, sure. What would you like to do with your gutter snipe? Sure. I mean, I guess they could still burn us out. Nah, they won't have enough time. Oh, I didn't get rid of the... I meant to remove the munitions token. Ah, well, I guess I'll use this now then. Pilot error. Okay, that's pretty fantastic. Okay, well, pretty sure there's no way we lose now. Because even if they sweep the board, we just sack 2 munitions during their end step. And that'll do it. And then we get to attack for 6. Yeah, sure. You got it. Then what? Excellent. We will go ahead and start making more dudes. Bolt wave, also not going to get us. That's not a munition token. That one is. All right, so opponent just had a kind of an interesting looking burn deck. All right, cool. Well, got to win against that. A little bit of a surprise. All right, a couple of quick notes on this one. Actually, overall, very fun. I like that it had answers to everything. The one thing I will say is overall, it was only a little better than 50%. And part of that, I think, is our draws were a little quirky a couple of times. And obviously, sometimes you need the cards to come up in the right order. So, you know, you're going to run into that. I was trying to experiment around with the golden saucer, but it's just not worth it. Just play 2 fountain ports. I was mostly using it to see if we could, like, occasionally get some treasure off it and have extra artifacts and whatever. But it just doesn't matter. We're better off just go ahead, spin the 2, sacrifice a token, draw a card. It's just going to be more efficient to do it with fountain port. So nothing wrong there. I kind of sort of wanted another land at times. We're only playing 23, though everything is fairly cheap. Just part of me still wanted like one more. Like, I don't know, if I just went like 1 more planes and just play 61 cards, is that fine? But there was another thing that came up late. There was a lot of times we had a few different tokens and just wanted some big bodies to try to finish the game. And I was wondering if it's possible to just take advantage of Thousand Moon Smithy, maybe, and play one of these. Granted, it's only one. Obviously we'd like to have 2 or more, but just having this to be able to make a big body, we can almost always flip it to the backside. Rarely was that going to be a problem in this deck based on the games that we played. So I think it would be very cool if we then, you know, everything we played was like, okay, now here's a 9/9, here's a 10/10, right? Just makes everything more threatening. Now, what does that replace? I don't know, maybe a Poetic Ingenuity? So we can stay within 60 or 61 cards? Possibly. I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's an option. It's a thing we can do. And maybe if you don't have anything else, you could find a way to substitute some other clay-fired bricks. I think this would be reasonable. There were times if we drew this late, we could have just gotten a couple of golems. We also get to pump up all of our other token creatures. So I don't hate it. I mean, maybe there's something else. Maybe you play like one less Maze Mine Tome and still play an extra Ingenuity so you can get more bodies. There's probably something in there somewhere. We have 21 artifacts, so I don't think cutting one is the end of the world. The reason I do like the Maze Mine Tomes though is we don't have a lot of ways to draw cards, so it helps with that, and it does let us gain life, so maybe we don't necessarily want to cut that. Ugh, such a tough decision. This is where like deck building gets very difficult when you have to make these types of really tight decisions. Maybe it is cut an Ingenuity. I don't know. I think I'd like to have Ingenuity, and I'd almost gamble on just cutting the Ooze, realistically, and just say, hey, if we run into a Reanimator deck, it's just going to be a tough time, right? So it's up to you. If you don't like losing to Reanimator, obviously keep the Oozes. If you're okay risking it against Reanimator, cut an Ooze, play another Ingenuity. I think that's the way it should go here. But yeah, this was a fun one, a little bit different, something we don't get to play that often. And it feels like we use cards from so many different sets to play this, which was also very cool. But this link's going to be the one we leave up on Moxfield. I think like this, with the extra Smithy in there, I think is very good. Yeah, if you haven't seen any of our other lists, check out our Moxfield page, especially with the budget list, the blacklist we put up yesterday as well. That's over there. But otherwise, that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.